so what's going to happen is for people, okay, is that when they're scared, they're scared themselves, and other people around them are scared. They're very vulnerable to these kind of crazy draconian kinds of treatments. And then what's going to happen, and this is really important, these psychiatrists or who administer them, because they're not real scientists, what'll happen to them is no matter what they do. I mean, I guess I don't know where you are in the Boston area there. Is that where you're? I mean, you could come up with a treatment like let's just drop people 5 minutes in the Charles River, and see and if they're severely depressed and suicidal, and you're going to get a certain percentage of those people. If you could pull them out in time before they drown, they're going to say, "Oh my God, my depression's lifted. This is a fantastic treatment. Thank you, Dustin. You're a genius. You should write a book about this. Dropping people in the Charles River and almost freezing to death has just saved me." That's going to happen with anything you do out there. But a real
Mm.
scientist understands, number one, there's a placebo effect. Okay. You do any kind of thing, people
Yeah.
have expectations of something. All right. And you have to kind of measure, the adverse effects versus placebo. They're also going to know that, for example, it was commonly known when I started in this profession that if you do nothing with something like depression, absolutely no treatment at all, that in a year's time, 85% of people will find their depression lifts. And
Wow.
we know that even in these fraudulent drug company studies, the year long, what their fraudulent numbers are nowhere near as high as that. Okay. And their real numbers are far lower. So they're actually, if you really look at these studies empirically and know what the naturalistic cost of depression is without any treatment, you realize these treatments are not only not helpful, they're doing harm.